Yeah, I hear myself.
Can you hear me now? Can you- Can you hear me? No.
out there in the squash doubles land. This is Andrew Slater coming from University Club of Boston again. This is the 29th consecutive year for pro doubles in this venue. And I'm here with new kid on the block, Josh Hollings from Toronto. And he was in the tournament earlier, and he's going to be doing the color with me. So Josh, you're playing with Kelly Shannon from Western Canada. How did you guys hook up?
Kelly has just recently moved to Toronto for work, and he's getting into doubles, and he's really excited about being on the tour and getting started, and so he asked me if I wanted to play. And we had a tough one. We would like to change a few things, but we were happy to get her here to Boston.
Yeah, the guys that you played have been, a few years on the tour, so
yeah, they're quite well established.
Exactly. So our first match tonight is the number 1 seeds, Mathur and Christopher Callis. They're in black, currently warming up at the moment, and they're playing local heroes, John Roberts and Ahmed. And Hamid is Finnish, and he's one of the assistant coaches at Harvard. And I think last year he was named Most Improved Player. Hamid and John Roberts are in white. John used to be the assistant pro at the Harvard Club here in Boston, but he is now the squash director at Phillips Andover, and he's going to be playing left wall. So these guys have their work cut out. Now, if you were Roberts and me, Josh, what sort of strategy would you employ here?
I think I would really try to be working Callis and look to the right wall to produce those opportunities. Manik has proved himself incredibly formidable, especially in the last few years. He's really cleaned up all aspect of his game and really taken it to another level, and I think everybody senses that. So I think they're going to be looking to produce some opportunities from Callis on the right.
Yeah, quick winning shot reverse from Manik there.
Coming out strong.
So they're 1-love up. It's interesting to note that last year in this tournament, the top 2 players in the world were both out. Damian Mudge was out for the year and then ended up retiring. And Manik earlier in the year tore his Achilles, so he's had half a year back, and they've won a few tournaments already. So we're going to see, how strong they are in this Boston tournament.
Yeah, they played really well at the breaks. I think they came out and won that one, and they looked really comfortable. They seem to be playing really well right now. But we'll see what the Hammer is Hamid's nickname.
Sure.
And Roberts can do.
Yeah, they're going to have to play very consistently here. They can't give any cheap errors away.
Yeah, they're going to have to be out there a long time if they want to compete with these guys.
Now, interesting to note here is that when I was in Philadelphia coaching, Chris Callis was, believe it or not, kind of a pudgy kid, but always had great hands. He would just hit practice shots from all around the court, and now it's come to fruition. And he's a very modest guy. I asked him earlier that, Chris, you're the number 1 ranked American since the retired Preston Quick, and he's got a number of professional titles under his belt, including last year with John Russell. So it's been a long time that its American has actually excelled at the game of doubles to the point where he's in and around the top 5 players. So good for Chris, and very humbled.
Yeah, it's great to see. Great to see. It's you don't see too many Americans really pushing to the top level. It's wonderful to see when they do. Good for Callis. When I think about Callis, I think I don't see the hands. Because he's so fit now, and he looks so steady out there, and that's what people will say about him.
Well, I guess when you're playing with Manik, for those of you who haven't seen Manik play, he's got tremendous hands, and he's a great shooter. So if you're a right wall player and you get that luxury of a left wall shooter, you don't want to really do too much.
For sure.
Let the left waller do the work here. So error from John Roberts there. Kind of a bad angle that Callis gave him. They're down 1-3. Now those of you who are college players, U.S. college players, John is from Northern Ireland. He's made a couple errors recently, but he was on the Yale team in the intercollegiates. In fact, I believe he won the winning match. So he's got a pretty good pedigree. Wow, error out of Manic. That's
I don't think he quite saw the ball there. I think it was behind John.
Yeah. A little background history for Hamid. He used to do the national news in Finland on the radio, and to his credit, he says, does this look like a face for television? No, this is a face for radio. so very humble guy. Very.
I think he'd do fine on TV.
Yeah,
smart guy.
If things don't work out well, maybe we'll have him in your seat tomorrow. we can listen to the dulcet tones of Finnish news.
Nice shot. Looks like they're trying to find the rhythm here. Both teams. It's quite a lively court. It's quite different here in Boston.
Yeah, I think it's the weather outside and the crowd, because we had below freezing temperatures for the last week, and today it warmed up to 50 degrees Fahrenheit, or like you guys who are watching in Canada or England, it'd be like 4 degrees Celsius. A little higher than that, 8 degrees. We've got a big crowd here tonight. We've got 2 courts going. The other match, we've got the guys who beat you playing Mike Ferreira, and actually a member of ours, Will Hardigan, joined here a couple of years ago.
I've seen Will around. He's loves being out there. Looks like he always has a great time. Positionally, Manic and Callis are really doing a good job here. They're a couple feet ahead of Hammer and Roberts for the most part. Oh, nice shot.
It's a good pickup by Chris Callis. Basically feeling each other out. It might, with the heat of the court here, it might be difficult to lay the ball down.
It's definitely difficult. Oh, good recovery.
I don't know whether you've noticed it, but the ball the last couple of years is a little bit softer. So even these guys are hammering it. You don't really see anybody blowing the ball past anyone anymore. Nice shot by Chris Callis. Nice little reverse.
Notice that Brinkman and Mariani, a couple Canadians, had a 2.5-hour match almost last night.
And they're known for, Will can put the ball away too, so that's a tough one.
Yeah, it's a grind out there right now.
Looks like Hamid is trying to bring the ball inside to Manic so that he's got an awkward overhead. Oh, got a little error there. So see that one, he kind of.
So that's a great spot.
Yeah, good angle. About knee height to the right wall player.
Wow.
Well, apparently you can lay the ball down. Beautiful shot by
not too many
Mathur.
guys can do that consistently. Can't give them any time in the back. When you get it over their head, you gotta
press up.
Yep, you gotta press up and you gotta make sure it's dying back there.
I think John's asking for a let, but I
don't think he got it.
He didn't see it.
Doesn't look like White is trying to hurt them too bad when Black goes short. They're just punching it back.
Quite content to. Oh, John just went short there.
Oh. Nice shot.
Yeah, there's an open ball, and Chris Callis hit a cross nick.
Must be feeling pretty confident right now. Up 11-4.
Yeah, Roberts and Hamid, they're having a tough time getting the ball by these two guys. Both guys are pretty tall and volley really well. So, you know, the power game just might not work with these guys. They might have to junk it around the court a little bit.
Yeah, I think they got to open it up, hit some weird angles, some skid posts maybe some fillies.
Or you just close your eyes and hit a win.
Create some chaos. Gary Wade always used to tell me, chaos reigns supreme in doubles.
Yes. Yes, I was on the court a lot with Gary.
The ball moves so fast. If you can hit it hard enough, hit enough walls, there's no predicting it. That's
yeah. Once you get the players moving around and having to go into an I formation, then you've got the upper hand. So 12-6, 6-12. Hamid is serving. I notice John Roberts has tried to go through the middle a few times to Manic's backhand, but someone's going to pick it off in the middle like that and hit a winner. So
I don't know how effective that's going to be. A lot of guys on the tour have been saying that's what they're trying to do. That seems to be what they think is the vulnerability right now. But they're so steady.
Hamid tried to hit a hard rail there and just got in the way. So these days it's called a stroke. And actually the rules tells you call it a let point. Still.
How long ago was that?
Well, it still is a let point. You know, the rules are doubles. It's just that most people, you know, call it a stroke from softball singles. But
right.
Okay, pretty comfortable first game for Manic and Chris. We'll be back in 90 seconds. Stay tuned. Okay, we're back at the University Club of Boston. This is Andrew Slater coming on the 29th straight professional doubles tournament at the University Club of Boston. I'm here with up-and-comer Josh Hollings from Toronto.
Hello, everyone.
On the other court, we've got two courts going. Local hero Will Hardigan's up 13-11 in the first game on the other court, so we'll try and keep you updated on that score. Although you can follow online at the just below your video screen, and you could probably follow the score online there. So first game to first seeds Mathur and Chris Callis. They're playing in white. Two local guys. John Roberts from Northern Ireland. He's the squash director at Phillips Andover. And his partner is the assistant squash coach at Harvard. Finnish by nationality is Ahmed, affectionately known as the Hammer.
Nice shot. Oh, is he going to get it? Are they going to?
Ooh, it could be a no-let call because
I think they gave him a
Manic
no-let.
did the
One love.
Oh, no, I think they got him. He got
yeah,
let.
it's a no-let because Manic was looking to the right and then hit a rail, and the referee, your fellow Torontonian, Will Mariani, called no-let because he didn't think John saw it in time to be warranted a let.
He was quite ready.
1-all.
No.
But it was a good attempt.
Okay, so white are back. It's interesting that they're coming in and serving to Chris Callis first.
And making a statement. They're going after him.
That's right.
Let's
I used
see.
to, if someone did that to me, usually I would hammer a winner into the net just so they would never do it again. But
1-2.
if I hit a 10, I knew it was coming for the rest of the game.
Yeah, that looks like what Callis just did. I'm not sure it was there.
All right,
And
a few errors,
error.
John. Couple
3-1.
errors. He was set up. Manic was.
They don't seem quite comfortable. Team in white, understandably, these guys are.
Yeah, you
top
really have
seeds.
to play perfect squash to beat the number one team these days. So.
I mean, not only do you have to play perfect squash, but you have to be willing to be out there for 2 hours.
A shot.
Nice shot.
4-1.
He never really had to move out of the tee to hit that. So.
Shot.
Nice shot, John.
4-2.
And people might have noticed on that last hit when John hit that winner, Hamid had moved slightly ahead of Chris Callis so that his view was blocked to the point where he really didn't get a jump on the ball.
Yeah, a bit flat through there. It's good positioning. You know, a lot of the top guys are. Yeah. Beautiful shot.
No-look
That's
winner.
going to be a early contender
Oh,
for
boy.
shot of the decade.
It's
that
like-
one.
It's like a Stan Smith backhand overhead, backhand smash they used to call it at Wimbledon.
Tight
Little
from
error
John.
from Mannequin. And even though
3-5.
Hamid crushed it as hard as he could in a pretty good spot, Chris was able just to bunt it back and really didn't have to move. So, you know, that's a
3-5.
function of Chris's good hands, but also a function of really the ball mushing down to the point where it's really tough to get the ball. Maybe we need Ben Gould to come out of retirement to you know, attempt to blow the ball by a few people.
Yeah, you don't see too much of the raw power.
I know.
game
I
anymore.
mean, I thought it hit the line, so. Yeah.
The players can't hear the referee, but we can hear
Don't mess around
Will.
going on here.
He was probably unsighted, and he went by the body language of the players in that last one. So all four players thought it was a winner. So he's.
Is that good?
John, 3-6.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it was good. Manic had a open baller, and he's got such a wide wingspan that he's spread himself out to the point where he could back both John and Hamid back to the point where if he had a reasonably good drop shot, they weren't going to get it.
I don't see John and Hamid beating these guys with power.
Yeah, they got. I think if they're going to do that, they're going to have to mix it up. You know, like a baseball pitcher.
Yep.
You know, a few fastballs, but you got to throw in a few changeups, definitely a few knuckleballs. Very loose error from John. It was an easy ball. He just kind of took it a little lightly. 7-3.
The best of us.
Chris Callis serving to John Roberts.
Nice lob.
There we go. So
Nice.
good lob, a little
happened
bit of
there?
a break, and I think it was a winner, but I think the follow-through must have hit Chris Callis. So good shot by Hamid, and pretty good
Are they
positioning
playing
by
a let?
Callis. You know, sometimes you got to take
7-3.
one for the team. Oh, they
I called
gave it
no
a
let.
let.
Oh,
Oh, I thought, I don't, well, that's,
Yeah,
said
I
no
think it
let.
was a winner. So I think right now,
yeah. We're playing a let. We're playing a let.
okay, that's a pretty good break for Chris Callis because he was out
That was
of
a let.
he was out of there. He took one for the team, and Hamid actually hit a winner, I thought,
yeah.
but 2 out of the 3 refs disagreed with me. There's a good angle. It's
Nice
twice that.
8-3.
So
Nice.
right around that right knee, and being a lefty, you don't see it till it comes out of the gate. And Chris is set like a screen. So Hamid, you know, to prevent that, Hamid's got to move up, which is tougher to do.
Yeah, you notice his first
9-3.
instinct was to move back on that volley and
Yeah.
caused him to miss it in the neck.
Now you notice if you're out there in squash land watching this, Chris Callis is a good 2 steps in front of the red line. So not only is he closer to the front wall, but he's setting a really good screen, and it's really given Hamid
10-3.
And that time, that 2 feet takes away from the other team is massive at this level.
Exactly.
It's the difference between getting most shots and not with their quality. You have to push up, and you have to
be prepared to go, you know, it's the law of the jungle out there. Sometimes a couple guys who want to stay in the same spot. I remember Ned Edwards and I wanted the same spot all the time, so we would straight arm each other out of the way. We'd body each other out of the way because we wanted exactly the same spot. So it was got a little interesting.
Yeah, you see that happening, I think, more so on the right wall. The positional play on the right wall is quite volatile.
Well, you're just lucky that you don't have to come up against Jamie Bentley anymore. Man, I was his favorite target.
Yeah, I've heard. Sounds like everyone was his favorite target.
Yeah. One of the times we beat him, I took three hard shots playing with Stoneberg at the time.
Yeah.
I told him I'm not taking the sweatpants off for the first game, and when Jamie hits me, don't get upset. John had a sitter there on the forehand.
Just a little awkward,
Yeah.
a little off balance there from John. Maybe not the right time. At least not with this scoreline.
Number 1 team is cruising at the moment. Announcer's curse right
12-4.
there. Where Manic had an easy backhand and just did the same thing with John Roberts. Just took his.
I think they can afford to be quite fine right now. Nice shot. Great shot.
5-12.
So Manic didn't get a good look at that because John was blocking his view. So actually a really nice shot selection from Hamid there.
Do you think Hamid was looking at their... Oh, just a nice tap on the back there.
Well, usually you go around the other... with the
5-12.
backhand, you usually go around the other way, or if you guys do a reverse off the forehand, I just haven't seen it that much off the backhand, but that, I'll have to watch for that one.
That's a tough angle.
It is. There's John coming through the middle again. Chris willing to take one for the team there, not giving up his position that much.
Yeah, back in the day, that would have been one in the back, probably.
Okay, there's a winning 3-wall by John Roberts.
6-12.
Shot. A little flat-footed from Callis. I think
Yeah,
he might be
I'm
relaxing a bit because of the scoreline.
Hamid serving at 6-12. Look at that
Roller there.
Yeah,
There's
little.
no getting that one.
6-13.
Yeah, if you notice that Manic changes his grip and he hits it flat, and with a mushy ball like that, it really stays down better when you hit it flat.
Yeah. 14-6 game ball.
So this is game ball for Mathur and Callis.
Team White doesn't look like they have too much energy in them.
That's
Down.
2-love.
That's
We're
an
going to
error.
be back.
Fifth
in
game to
90
Monica
seconds.
Crest, 15-6.
We'll have an update on the other court when
Monica
we get back.
Crest, 2 games.
We're back at the University Club of Boston. Game 3 of the first match of the evening. Number 1 seeds, Mathur, Chris Callis making short work at the moment of local guys John Roberts, who's the squash director up at Phillips Andover, and his partner Hamid Ahmed, who is the assistant coach with Mike Way at Harvard.
Nice shot. Beautiful shot there. from
Yeah, soft. And he's got such a big wingspan that he kept John Roberts' back and just. There's another one.
That's
Just
the same
threaded.
run.
Just nice feather touch.
Clean swing, short.
I'm joined here from Toronto with Josh Hollings, who's trying to make his mark on the tour.
Just starting out. Just get more into it. Loving the doubles tour. It's
Free love.
It's a wonderful tour. Really a lot of fun and tons of great people.
That's good. And yeah, you get to travel all over North America, and you'll have friends for life if you keep on the tour. 3 love for the #1 seeds.
Nice shot. Wonderful off his back foot.
Yeah, it's a 3-wall
Great.
boast that
4
almost
love.
necks. Oh, apparently,
that hit the tin.
yeah, I was surprised. I thought that was
looked good from here.
Yeah.
5 love.
Well, they're really trying to stay disciplined. Looks like there's some commotion on the other court.
On the other court, it's a close one. At the bottom of your screen, you should see the score, but our member, Will Hardigan, is playing with Mike Ferreira.
6
They
love.
won the first game, but they're down slightly in the second game. So, got a huge crowd, standing room only. In fact, we've got overflow courts for people to watch
Hand out. 1-6.
the live stream that we're doing right now.
Nice shot from John. They're on the board.
They're on the board, and they came in to serve to Chris Callis. So they're sticking with their game plan. Clang,
Just a
little
little too fine.
10.
When you're playing
1-7.
guys that are, beating up on you, sometimes you get the tendency to be a little bit too fine.
Exactly.
Nice shot.
And there's a
Beautiful.
winner
Side
from
out.
Manic,
A1.
little cross nick.
Yeah. When Manic gets going, he really is deadly. When he gets a few points up and he gets really confident.
Yeah, he's. There are a couple guys with those long levers that it's tough to get the ball over their
Nice
heads,
shot.
and they've got good hands. Ben Gould was a tough guy to lob.
8-2.
Damien Mudge, and Manic is falling in the. He's got such a good overhead. It's tough. It's probably almost better if the ball comes off the back wall than have him hit the ball in front of him.
Yeah, it's true. He's got great mobility in his shoulder. So flexible.
Side out.
Got
3-8.
such a great range of motion.
Coming in.
Greg MacArthur similarly has incredible flexibility in his shoulder.
Now,
Take it
Josh, you
from-
might not know this, but Greg, when he came over to North America, roomed with John's brother Dan, who was the assistant pro here. And Greg's first
3-9.
quality doubles was with Dan and myself. So he
Got him
his first couple years on the doubles court were here on these courts.
Got him hooked. Must have been a good match because he's still playing.
Yeah, he's definitely taken to it. He's the squash director at Sleepy Hollow in on just off the Hudson, north of New York City.
Nice shot.
Nice hold. Look at that. He's winding up to hit it hard, and then I'm just going to hit it in there.
Yeah, never really followed
And out.
through.
10-3.
At any moment he could have snapped that cross court, but he just held on to it and pushed it through with his arm. Very deceptive. It's an error.
Little loose from Chris.
10-4.
I think he had a lot of things going through his head there, and decided, you know what, I don't know what to
Too
do. I'm
many
just going to
options.
bunt it into the tin.
Well, too many options. Another one.
Yeah, a little loose. You know, they're
Side out,
they're-
5-10.
they're
the
playing
match
around
isn't
a bit.
over, and they're kind of trying to finish it off in 5 shots type of thing.
I think they're exploring a bit out there, testing out some shots they wouldn't regularly hit,
Wow.
just like that.
Yeah, that is
insane.
he
5-11.
Wow.
backed John up. That's a loose ball. You really can't give him the ball like that in tee. That's what it comes down to. Little 10 from Hamid. So we're gonna.
Side out, 12-5.
Yeah, that's a good spot. You never really can exactly predict how it's going to come off that sidewall, especially at that speed. Take your best guess. Sometimes it's a frame. Nice shot.
Backhand winner from John Roberts.
12-6.
Nice shot.
Lots of side spin.
Yep. Came across that quite a bit.
Hard serve from Manic.
Good counter. Callis.
13-6.
It was a good shot from Hammer.
It
but not good
was,
enough.
but as soon as Hamid went back to receive serve like that, Callis was 2 steps from the front wall. So
behind the back.
behind the back for the crowd oohed with that. We're playing a let here.
Stopped his swing there.
Yep.
Yep.
From the right. 13-6. Ronick. From the right.
The #1 seeds really showing their muscle out there. 15, some pretty convincing scoreboard.
Yeah, the winner of this match here, most likely it's going to be Mathur and Callis. The other match is really tight, long rallies, so they're probably going to hope that it goes 5, and they'll get a chance to watch a bit of this match and maybe figure out
14-6 match ball.
what they would want to do with either team.
Let's see how this is going to end.
Well,
And that's
it's
it.
ended there. Manic, winner.
Beautiful shot. Another one.
Open ball in front of
Ronick,
the
Chris.
tee line.
15-6, 15-6,
So
15-6.
Mathur and Callis win 6-6 and 6. They advance to tomorrow's semis, which are tomorrow night.
You know the time?
I believe
I think
it's
7:30, 8:30.
I think it's 5:30, 6:30. I stand corrected, but
I think it's 6:30, 7:30.
6:30,
I think
7:30
that's right,
sounds
yeah.
good.
Yep.
Stay tuned. We're going to be here with hopefully 1.5 more matches. We've got the #2 seeds coming up, and they're slated to go on in 20 minutes, and that is Stout and MacArthur, and they're playing Graham Bassett and Ahmed and Vari. So stay tuned. We'll be back soon.
Here we go.
First point of the second match on the show court here. In black, we have Robin Clarke, who's the squash director at the Toronto Cricket, and his partner is Zach Alexander, who's Australian. And they've got the team in white as their opponents. Two Canadians, Will Mariani out of Toronto and Thomas Brinkman's from out west. He's in Vancouver, although he did do a stint at Mayfair in Toronto for a couple of years and honed his doubles game. This is Andrew Slater coming from the University Club of Boston. 29th year for pro doubles at the club here. This is a quarterfinal match in the MFS Pro-Am doubles. I'm joined by up-and-comer from Toronto, Josh Hollings.
How's it going? Exciting match here. Could be a long one.
I agree with you because Robin Clarke has won this tournament before with Scott Arnold, but he's more of a steady kind of backboard type player. So
yep, for sure.
He's used to going and hitting long rallies. Very patient player.
Yep. And I believe he's instructed Zach to do the same. Zach has played with Robin a fair amount of times now. They're a good team. quite steady.
Now, do you pair up with your partner Kelly Shannon when you play against Robin, or do you get to play with Robin?
I played a little bit with Robin here and there at the cricket club, some practice matches, and he's quite steady. He likes the game of doubles. He's always tweaking things and working on stuff. Oh, nice shot. He works on that shot quite a bit. Loves that shot. On his forehand.
Inside.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Yep.
All right, so I believe it's 1-love. I believe the referee might have some trouble with his equipment to get the score up for you. We'll have that soon for you. Now, those of you who are watching online, you'll see that Will Mariani is wearing, you'd think they are some type of knee braces. In fact, they're volleyball style pads, because once in a while, as he's getting the ball, he will slide on his knees to retrieve the ball and then get back up. Those of you who are in the club right now watching the feed or listening to it downstairs, Will was a finalist here last year, and he's been coming here for many years. Club favorite, quite the character, putting it mildly.
He's quite well known all over the doubles tour. He's been he's a veteran now. There's some great stories.
At age 36.
He definitely needs those knee pads sometimes.
So Zach has been, this is probably his 3rd year on tour, and he's quite a physical specimen. Hits ball hard. What do you think his strengths are at the moment, Josh?
I think he hits one of the cleaner balls on the tour, and I do think his game right now is mainly just being steady. I think.
No, your typical right waller, hit the ball hard, don't make any errors.
Yep, and I think
don't get out of position.
He got picked up by the top guys pretty quickly, and that's what he needed to do. He maybe didn't get a chance to play and sort of really develop his doubles game like some other guys have to. But he does what he does really well. And perfect compliment to Robin. Two ultra steady players. They're going to be really hard to break down.
Will going for a reverse, hit the 10. So team in black, they're seated number 3, Robin Clarke and Zach Alexander. They're out to a quick lead. Now, those of you who can't see the bottom of your screen, local favorite Will Hartigan and his partner Mike Ferreira did win their match in a close 3-0 against Hughes and Bamber. And they advanced to tomorrow's semifinals against the number 1 seeds, Chris Callis and Mathur. So you'll notice there that Robin Clarke went to the forehand. Will gave him enough room to hit the shot, and unfortunately Robin really cranked in a good forehand into the nick.
It's 7-2 right now. The score isn't up there, but we have it here on the live scoring.
So it looks like they're quite content to play Will Mariani. Now, Will is a member of the cricket club, and Robin is the pro. So we've got a member playing against an employee. I don't think that really has much effect. But Robin's pretty gutsy out there.
And it looks like an error from
Zach. He had a setup, didn't move his feet. He basically took it for granted that it was a chance for a put away and just bumped it into the tin. Oops.
4-7 here. another string of points. It's now it's close again. 5-7. Nice, they're in it. I would say Will is probably one of the most chaotic players on the tour.
But yeah,
does a really good job
a fair
at creating chaos, and that's really effective in doubles. His hair and mustache are a testament to his ability.
It works.
It does. It does. Suits him. He called a double hit. Not too many guys do that on the doubles tour. I mean, it's really, really hard to tell from the outside if it's a double hit. Sometimes I think even Thomas sometimes gets it wrong.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple times Will try to overrule his partner. Thomas calling it down or a double hit or something. And to be fair to Will, I've often thought it was good or clean. Very nice guy, Thomas.
Yeah.
Too nice sometimes.
If there were a sportsmanship award to be given out on tour, maybe he.
Yeah, maybe I think Thomas would get it.
He should receive it.
There we go. We can see the score now. Oh, that's a tough error. Yeah.
So Robin just came around with a forehand, and Will caught Will not looking at the ball.
I think this court favors Clarke and Alexander. Favors the steadier team. It's gonna be a little while before Brinkman and
it's
Mariani
tough to
hit
lay
their
it down
stride.
at the moment, and it's we mentioned in the previous match that the weather has turned a lot warmer here in Boston. It was below freezing up until this morning when it warmed up, and the number of people watching in the club and just the outside temperature, it's tough to lay the ball down here. So
it's quite warm. Yep, sure. Will and Thomas had a 2-hour 15 match, so they're going to be definitely feeling it.
Yeah. Zach Alexander in black is serving to Will Mariani. Up 10-5.
Good hold from Thomas there.
Yeah, Robin.
Made Robin go forward. Good cover from Zach, though.
Long rally here.
Yeah.
Good for Team White to get their confidence back. Well,
another tough error. Yeah. It's pretty hard from Zach, but I don't think that would usually be in from Will.
Yeah, we're going to mark down that as unforced error.
Nice shot. Let's see if they can gain a little bit of momentum back near the end of this one.
Yep, just to prepare for the second game.
Yep.
Get a feel for the ball.
Must be. They're scrambling. So this is where Will thrives. People start scrambling.
Chaos, yeah.
Nice. I think both these guys do really well when the ball's moving around the court. Weird angles. 6-14. Yeah, I mean, Zach and Clarke can seem a little bit invincible, I think, when they're on and they're up like this. They're both fast. They both hit it hard. Hit it clean. It's
Thomas
tough to
Brinkman
crack.
hitting a little roll corner there for a winner. Little light. Get ready for the next game.
Oh.
Bad bounce.
Bad
Saying
bounce.
sorry. It's his backhand. Didn't hit him hard. Another long rally here, which is good for Team White. Well, it's the announcer's curse there. Well, just took an easy ball and fired it into the ceiling. Okay, so that's game 1 for the number 3 seeds, Robin Clarke and Zach Alexander, 15-8. We'll be back in 90 seconds.